What if I told you that the way you manage your time is one of the strongest predictors of your happiness? Today we're diving deep into a profound observation made by renowned social psychologist Michael Argyle. For happy people, time is filled and planned. For unhappy people, time is unfilled, open and uncommitted. They postpone things and are inefficient. This isn't just about productivity hacks or time management tips. This is about understanding the fundamental relationship between how we structure our time and our psychological well-being. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your calendar might be the best indicator of your mental health, and more importantly, how you can use this knowledge to build a happier life. Who was Michael Argyle? Before we dive in, let's talk about Michael Argyle. He was a British social psychologist who dedicated his career to studying human happiness and well-being. Decades before positive psychology became mainstream, Argyle was pioneering research into what actually makes people happy when most of psychology was focused on mental illness and dysfunction. His work laid the groundwork for much of what we know today about happiness, social relationships, and psychological well-being. This particular quote comes from his extensive research on how happy and unhappy people structure their daily lives differently. Breaking down the quote, 2 types of time. Let's dissect this quote piece by piece because there's more here than meets the eye. Happy people, filled and planned. When Argyle says happy people have time that is filled and planned, he's not talking about being busy for the sake of being busy. He's describing something much more intentional. Happy people tend to create structure that serves purpose. Their time isn't just filled with random activities, but with things that align with their values and goals. A happy person might block out time for exercise, meaningful work, social connections, and personal growth. Have something to look forward to. When your time is planned, you're essentially creating a series of future experiences. This gives your brain something positive to anticipate, which is a major component of happiness. Feel a sense of agency. Planning your time means you're actively choosing how to spend your most precious resource. This creates a feeling of control over your life, which is crucial for psychological well-being. Unhappy people, unfilled, open, and uncommitted. On the flip side, when time is unfilled, open, and uncommitted, something interesting happens psychologically. The paradox of infinite choice. While having open time might seem liberating, it can actually be paralyzing. When everything is possible, nothing feels particularly meaningful. Default mode problems. Our brains, when left to their own devices, tend to ruminate, worry, and focus on problems. Unstructured time often becomes time spent in negative thought patterns. Lack of momentum. Without plans, we lose the psychological momentum that comes from completing tasks and moving toward goals. The psychology behind postponement. Argyle's observation about postponement and inefficiency isn't just about poor time management, it's about deeper psychological patterns. Procrastination as emotional regulation. When we postpone things, we're often trying to avoid negative emotions associated with those tasks. But here's the paradox. The act of postponing creates more negative emotions in the long run. Unhappy people get caught in this cycle because the present bias takes over. They prioritize immediate comfort over future well-being, but this actually creates more discomfort later. Perfectionism paralysis. Sometimes postponement happens because the task feels overwhelming, or the person fears not doing it perfectly. Energy management issues. Depression and unhappiness often come with reduced energy, making it genuinely harder to tackle planned activities. The inefficiency spiral. Inefficiency isn't just about getting less done, it's about the psychological impact of feeling unproductive. Decreased self-efficacy. When we're inefficient, we start to doubt our ability to accomplish things, which makes future tasks feel even more daunting. Time distortion. Unhappy people often experience time differently. It can feel like it's dragging when they're avoiding tasks or racing by without accomplishment. Decision fatigue. Without clear plans, every moment requires a decision about what to do next, which is mentally exhausting. The science of structured time. Modern research has validated many of Argyle's observations about time and happiness. Flow states and time structure. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's research on flow states shows that people are happiest when they're engaged in structured activities with clear goals and immediate feedback. This aligns perfectly with Argyle's observation about filled and planned time. The role of routine in mental health. Studies have shown that people with regular routines have lower levels of stress hormones, better sleep quality, improved mood regulation, greater sense of life satisfaction. But here's the key. It's not just any routine, but chosen routine that makes the difference. Anticipation and happiness. Research in effective forecasting shows that a significant portion of our happiness comes from anticipating positive events. When happy people plan their time, they're essentially scheduling happiness into their future. The paradox of choice in time management. Barry Schwartz's research on choice overload explains why open and uncommitted time can be psychologically difficult. Too many options can lead to decision paralysis, regret and second-guessing, reduced satisfaction with chosen activities. Practical applications. How to structure time for happiness. Now let's get practical. How can you apply Argyle's insights to your own life? The planning sweet spot. The goal isn't to schedule every minute of your day. Research suggests the sweet spot is about 70% planned, 30% flexible. This gives you structure while preserving spontaneity. Types of planning that boost happiness. Value-based planning. Start by identifying your core values, then ensure your planned activities align with them. Energy-based planning. Plan demanding tasks for when your energy is highest and restorative activities for when it's lower. Social planning. Research consistently shows that social connections are crucial for happiness. Plan regular social activities. Growth planning. Include activities that challenge you and promote personal development. Breaking the postponement cycle. The 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Time blocking. Instead of open-ended to-do lists, assign specific time blocks to tasks. Implementation intentions. Instead of, I'll exercise more, try, I'll go to the gym on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Start small. If you're in an unhappy pattern, begin with tiny, manageable plans and build momentum. Creating positive anticipation. Plan micro-adventures. Small planned experiences throughout your week give you things to look forward to. Seasonal planning. Having events planned weeks or months in advance creates long-term anticipation. Daily highlights. Plan one meaningful thing each day that you can anticipate. Common misconceptions and pitfalls. It's not about being busy. Some people misinterpret Argyle's insight to mean that busy equals happy. This isn't true. The key is intentional structure, not just activity for activity's sake. Flexibility within structure. Rigid planning can actually decrease happiness if it doesn't allow for spontaneity and adaptation. The goal is conscious choice about how to spend time, not inflexible scheduling. Individual differences. Some people naturally thrive with more structure, others with less. The key is finding your personal sweet spot, not following someone else's template. The bigger picture, time as life architecture. Argyle's observation reveals something profound about human psychology. We need structure to thrive, but it has to be structure we choose for ourselves. When we actively plan our time around things that matter to us, we're not just managing our schedule, we're architecting our life. Happy people understand that time is their most precious resource, and they treat it accordingly. They don't let it slip away in an undefined blur of procrastination and indecision. Instead, they create a framework that supports their well-being and helps them move toward their goals. Conclusion and call to action. Michael Argyle's insight about time and happiness isn't just an observation, it's a roadmap. If you find yourself in patterns of postponement and inefficiency, you're not lazy or broken. You might just need to reclaim conscious control over your time. Your challenge for this week: look at your upcoming 7 days and ask yourself, is your time filled and planned in ways that align with your values and support your happiness? If not, start small. Plan one meaningful activity each day. Notice how it feels to have something to anticipate, something to move toward. Remember, happiness isn't something that happens to you. It's something you plan for, create space for, and actively pursue. And it all starts with how you choose to fill your time. What's one thing you're going to plan for tomorrow that will bring you closer to happiness? Let me know in the comments below.